By the time Philip Onyancha's identity was gaining traction in media circles,
oh, my tripod is stuck.
Young journalists like me had no idea about what lay ahead for a man who had captured our imagination and that of a horrified nation. Onyancha had decided to confess to killing 19 women. In fact, his target was 100, but he made a blunder. The soft-spoken man with a tumor in the back of his head, the size of an orange, and piercing eyes opened up to the police about a series of crimes he had committed right under the noses of law enforcement agents. Police investigators quizzing Onyancha were at first not convinced about the alleged criminal acts. With the media in tow, what had kicked off as chasing a suspect who wanted to keep police investigators busy turned into several weeks of searching for dead bodies dumped in various parts of the country. Philip Onyancha was born in the minds of Kenyans. The man suddenly commanded media headlines. Behind this breaking story was the media. Philip Onyancha was born in Kericho sometime back in 1978 in a village in Changoi. Onyancha was the son of a farmer and record seen by case files show, a young man born to a family of a humble father and mother. Philip Onyancha would later join a local primary school in Kericho, where he attained impressive marks and was admitted to Form 1 on February 7, 1995. The young Onyancha was among 120 boys who joined the African Independent Pentecostal Church of East Africa, AIPCA, sponsored school that year. His admission number was 4567. The young Onyancha made friends, and among his peers, he was a leader. In the staff room, Onyancha was a man the teachers spoke about. They described him as a brilliant and promising student. Kenyatta High School, Mahiga, stands on an attractive hill. The school was opened on June 30, 1969 by State Minister for Foreign Affairs Biu Koinange, a powerful figure in the Kenyatta regime at the time. Onyancha will later sit for his Kenya Certificate of Secondary School Education before quietly leaving Kenyatta High School, Mahiga. He will not return to the school, his academic papers remaining uncollected decades later. It is not clear what Onyancha did with his life until he showed up in Naivasha. But back home in Kisii County, where he grew up, his neighbors told case files the man who will shock the nation with his spine-chilling confession had had a run-in with a neighbor. Onyancha's first stop was the town of Naivasha that had dominated headlines with mysterious killings, defilement, and armed robberies. Now employed as a security guard of a flower farm, Onyancha settled into the quiet life of the town. It was from Naivasha town that Philip Onyancha will later visit other major towns in the country. This was to carry out his murderous rage on unsuspecting women. His killing was simple. Onyancha will spot his potential victim, shake her hand, and apparently the victim will follow him. Onyancha will lead his victim to a room where, after allegedly being visited by higher powers, will strangle his victims, drink their blood, and walk out unnoticed. Police investigators grappling with rising cases of kidnapping in the city got wind of a kidnapping incident. A young boy had gone missing, and his decomposed body had been discovered in a thicket in Lenana area in Nairobi. Onyancha was arrested alongside two other people in connection with the kidnap and subsequent murder of the 9-year-old. His concealed clean killings did not mirror a careless mistake. Onyancha was arrested and charged in court for kidnapping and subsequent killing of the 9-year-old boy. A phone that was allegedly used to demand for ransom from the 9-year-old boy's family was traced to him and his accomplices. For 13 days, police investigators at Kilimani police station pondered over his confession of several killings. In a taped confession, Onyancha told the police how he lured his victims, strangled them, and drank their blood. a shockingly detailed confession.
See, while I was in school, there's a lady teacher who introduced me to that. She was a class teacher. Yeah, I finished school. I went back home. I stayed, and in fact, I came back to Nairobi, and that's when it started. I can't just recall, but I think the number is 19.
19.
Yeah. Number is in Nairobi. And there's one in Nakuru, one in Nyeri, two in Thika, and 4 in Naivasha. My power normally goes to women, mostly. Yeah. And maybe younger children.
On the morning of the second week of June 2010, Onyancha led police investigators to the compound of Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company offices in Karen. Just 50 meters away from here was the home of Christine Chelangat, who had gone missing 2 years earlier. His family told Case Files she just disappeared.
Tumejaribu tumetafuta kila pahali, mortuary, wapi.
Christine, a mother of a 10-year-old at the time, went missing, and it wasn't until 3 months later that the alleged kidnappers contacted her family.
After 3 months, tukapata report ati mukitaka mtu wenyu mtumie pesa kwa M-Pesa.
Communication went silent, but away from the agony her disappearance caused the family, Christine Chelangat had fallen victim to Onyancha's evil plan. Where the ceiling meets the roof, police retrieved the remains of the mother of one, to the horror and shock of the family members here. Philip Onyancha will narrate to the police how he carried out the murder.
Yeah, she used to sleep behind the quarters there, and I used to work here. So when she passed the first time, I saw her, and the urge came. So the second time she came back, I called her, and then I greeted her. From there, it was just slam dunk. Everything was in order. Yeah. Just took, she went on her own. I just told her, we go this way. She went up to the roof. Yeah. And that's where I did what I did.
It is not clear how Christine Chelangat climbed through an open space and squeezed herself into an open tiny space between the ceiling to wait for her killer. A human being had been reduced to a sack of bones. Without her identity card, it would have been difficult to identify that indeed the bones collected by the police from the building were those of the mother of 10. It was now becoming clear that Philip Onyancha's confession was not just a story. Police were dealing with a self-confessed serial killer. What struck the media was the demeanor of Philip Onyancha. The man was composed, sharp, and articulate. Away from the camera, Philip Onyancha was an orator. Philip Onyancha had become that man conducting his own orchestra, not with his back turned against the crowd. Onyancha was facing the nation and the families of those he had killed.
The weakness of that power is when you confess it. And this is the first time I'm confessing it. Yeah, it's just coming out of me now, slowly. Be I'm set free today. I won't last a day out. Yeah. Because I think they'll come back for me. I must die.
Was there a cult in Philip Onyancha's high school? Kenyatta High School, Mahiga, was cleared of any wrongdoing by independent investigators. But that clearance opened a new chapter in Philip Onyancha's life. Case Files takes a short break.